Hey guys, Rage is here, and this is my insane Sanctum build. It's Penance brand of Dissipation Occultist. And this build has a lot of damage, like one shot all guards in Sanctum, all floor bosses, and it's really fast build. And it's not that expensive as other builds for Sanctum. This build costs only around 40-45 divines. And as I said many times before, Sanctum is probably the easiest way to farm hundreds of divines in pathofexile when you're just playing a strong build. And for this price you have like tons of damage, good movement speed and easy gameplay style. Also with this build I personally checked, you can farm uber bosses in around 2-3 seconds. For example, here are two fragments where I killed Eater of Worlds and Searing Exarch with 60% quantity or so. So this may be the best build for Sanctum I've ever played in pathofexile, and now let's talk about this build. The first is why Occultist. The answer is very simple because of double cores and a lot of damage per power charges. So we have just more damage and it's #1 priority in Sanctum. About items, it took me no more than half an hour to buy all the items, so everything is very fast and easy to buy. We have only 2 rare items in this build, and all other items are unique. As a weapon we use cheap void battery wands for plus power charge, more crit chance and cast speed. About power charges, this is our main damage, since we deal crit hits with the spell. Shield is unique Malachi's loop for +2 power charges and more damage. Helmet is of course head shiver, because it gives us really a lot of extra fire damage. And I know that in 3.23 patch notes this helmet was a little nerfed, but it's still good for this build. Body armor is always Dialis Malefaction, and it's really important body for this build because it gives us +2 levels to all gems socketed in red sockets and plus 30% quality to all gems socketed in green sockets, and gems don't care about socket color. I have 3 red gems and 3 green sockets. I mean 3 red sockets and 3 green sockets, yeah. And we put Penance brand of Dissipation in red and power level 4 in red and Conk effect also in red. Next item is glows. Just remember it should be with a lot of strength and dexterity. And also, as we have a free prefix, we craft 25% of physical damage converted to lightning. It's really important. And it's better to be with maximum life and 1 elemental resistance. You can craft these glows or just buy with exact modifiers for maybe 1 divine on trade. It's up to you. Then craft 2 Eldritch Implicits for cold exposure on hit and chance to unnerve enemies for more damage. Boots are unique relocation patience and it gives us counts as having a maximum of power charges and 30% movement speed. So choose only these boots. Amulet is Badge of the Brotherhood for power charges and allocated with Infused for 1 more power charge and is our damage. 2 unique rings Call of the Brotherhood for just a lot of elemental damage and conversion. The last item is Stygian Wise, also with a lot of strength and dex, maximum life and 1 elemental resistance. Total in this build you should have 155 dexterity and 155 strength. Average level for Stygian Wise should be with maximum life and crit modifiers. About flasks, just copy all my flasks from my patho building. It's Life Flask with bleeding immunity, Taste of Hate for ally damage, Quicksilver for movement speed, Silver Flask for onslaught and crit chances, and Aziri's Promise unique flask for chaos damage and chaos res. Now passive tree, jewels and skill gems. We have 2 same large cluster jewel in this build with Prismatic Heart, Snowstorm and Widespread Destruction, 3 same medium cluster jewels with Pressure Point and Quick Gateway, and don't forget that you can get bonus attributes and resistances with these clusters. In this build also we have 5 unique jewels and 1 rare. The first unique jewel is that which was taken and it gives us crit multi. Next 2 jewels are Forbidden Flash and Forbidden Flame with Shaper of Storms. Also we have Timeless Jewel for elemental resistances, brand damage and inner conviction for power charges. And the last unique jewel in this build is Watcher's Eye with increased lightning damage while affected by rays and cold penetrate while affected by hatred. But it's not the only option, you can buy another Watcher's Eye for some damage buffs while affected by rays or hatred or both. And 1 rare jewel in this build, it can be anything you need. I personally needed some attributes, so I have 17 strength and 9 dexterity and additional crit multi for more damage. You can actually fill your attributes with new charms. I have only 2 open charm slots and I use it for more damage. My first charm gives me really a lot, like plus 0.95 crit chance while at maximum power charges And as we remember, we have our Alakaj boots and it counts as maximum power charges, so it works. And my second charm is just for more damage per power charges. You can buy the same charms or buy something for attributes and crits. I will leave a link to the list of all modifiers for charms in the description. About defense, this build has almost no defense and low life. But you can die only if you don't use your brand skill against guards or final floor boss one-shot you. But don't be afraid guys, we have almost 100% chance to freeze enemies, it's like 99%, so enemies are frozen, and against last floor boss we kill it in one shot. Just use your brand, use haste aura and frostbite with elemental weakness. 1 second and boss is dead. This build is extremely fast and extremely powerful, you just running, use your brands, and every guard dies in 1 second, and it also happens with floor bosses. Also in this build we have raised Spectre skill gem, so it means we can have 2 Spectres. And I use new corpses for that. My first Spectre is perfect Pain Artist and it gives us more crit damage and Zealotry aura. It's super powerful actually. The next Spectre is regular Naval Officer for Precision aura, and total these 2 Spectres cost only 40 Chaos Orbs, so it's really cheap and easy to buy. About skill gems, I don't wanna waste your time, just copy my skill gem links from my Patho building, and I recommend to buy Penance brand of Dissipation new gem because it gives us more damage and is quite cheap. I also have a video on the channel about the features of Sanctum farming, how to farm it, and which I advise you to watch. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I also have a Patreon, subscribing to it gives you the opportunity to join my private community on Discord, where there is a lot of stuff. Thanks for watching guys, I love you all, it was Rachel as always, bye.